Many people are referring to Thunderbolts asterisk as Marvel Studios' Suicide Squad. I guess that's right in a way, but I view it more as if the Devil's Rejects became superheroes. Tell me you couldn't see David Harbour as Captain Spaulding. Just saying. Anyway, Marvel's Thunderbolts succeeds in plenty of ways the latest Captain America movie did not. And if you saw my review of that, I gave it a positive review. I did like it. Thunderbolts is better in just about every way. It succeeds in so many ways, but the biggest one for me is that it doesn't take itself so seriously. I never once felt like it was attempting to be sanctimonious. It was just having fun existing. And because of that, it allowed me to have fun as well. I felt a sense of cynicism in the first half of the picture, but not in a bad kind of way, more a way that Marvel has had a sort of identity crisis in the past few years, and it wants to try and have fun with that jaded mentality while it finds its best way forward. Thunderbolts asterisk has the obligatory stuff that Marvel films have, the unnecessary jolts of humor, the constant self-referencing meta to itself, and little lines being inserted to connect it to the greater storyline. But I sense a true fun energy of filmmaking here, and that's something I have not felt from this series in a while. The beginning parts are the slowest parts. It is attempting to tie all this in with the more shadowy government stuff, and some characters that very casual Marvel fans like myself don't even know exist in this universe. There is some sort of impeachment process going on, but it seems to only be there to have a reason for Bucky Barnes to wind up in the adventure. There comes a point where the political stuff is dropped altogether, so it felt like it was mandatorily put there for some reason. The performances are what drive this movie for me though, and what makes it an entertaining romp. Florence Pugh is the audience surrogate, and she proves that she is up to the task of carrying this story. The plights she goes through in this movie mostly feel earned and true to the character she was playing, and her dialogue was the perfect balance of hopeful but drained. Is it just me, or does she look like the twin sister of both Michelle Williams and Naomi Scott's character in Smile 2? I mean that as a compliment, but there were times when the camera was showing her face and I thought I was looking at one of those other two actresses. Just an observation. I'm sure it will surprise no one that David Harbour steals this movie on an entertainment level. He's just so hunky-dory and likable, and in the scene where he is driving in a limo in a desert was really funny to me. Some of his forced humor didn't work that much, but that's more the fault of the mandatory Marvelness in some of his dialogue. When he is just being this aw shucks kind of guy who really wants the team to be a team, he has the humor underplayed enough where it felt genuine to me. The sad news is that I think Taskmaster was done so incredibly dirty in this movie. Why would you do that, Marvel? Taskmaster is one of the few characters I knew from this, and you just decide, meh, whatever. What the heck? I also think that Ghost is given next to nothing either. She's allowed to show off her powers from time to time and kick a little bit of butt here and there and show that she's a cool ass character. However, she doesn't have much of a dynamic with the other members of the group. There are several flashback sequences throughout, but Ghost does not get one, and she just seems to fall by the wayside except when she needs to join in on the fighting from time to time. Back to the positives, I like the fight choreography quite a bit. Sure, there are overhead shots from time to time, and we know that it's like the stunt doubles doing their work, but the pacing and the way the fight sequences flowed felt fun and full of weight for me. Since this group of people don't really have superpowers that are customary to the big heavyweights of the MCU, the scraps themselves felt grounded and mostly believable. The dynamic between Red Guardian and Yelena is the heart of the movie and was the most fun when they were allowed to just have fun. Yes, there are your typical Marvelisms that the film has to abide by, but at this point, I think we all know that going into it. The biggest Marvelism that doesn't work for me is the villain. We go from espionage intrigue to New York is screwed with just the flip of a switch. This is coupled with the story wanting to tackle the issue of severe depression and mental health issues, and the resolution to that being discovering the value of friendship sounds fine on paper, but the way it is paced out from introduction to mental issue mentioned to temptation to resolution felt way too forced and fast. It felt like the film may have initially been about 20 minutes longer than it is. I don't know that for sure, but I get the sense that the dynamic between this guy Bob and the rest of the Thunderbolts was only paid lip service to. If you're going to try and tackle mental health issues, that's fine, but you need to put some more weight into it, not just glance over it, which this film does. You need to really get into the pathos of that if you want to tackle it. There is a mid-credit scene and a post-credit scene, because of course there is. I like the post-credit scene quite a bit, so make sure you stick around for that. Overall, Thunderbolts asterisk Why is there an asterisk in the title? I get the joke, but it's kinda dumb. Thunderbolts is a solid Marvel film that has a joy of filmmaking, solid performances, and a good balance of action and character building that I say check this movie out. There is no pandering in this movie, seemingly no talking down to the audience, and if this idiot says that there is, then prepare for me to call him out on it in a separate video, because this movie just wants to be a fun, popcorn, pseudo superhero movie. And it has a few dips with its mandates, but I had a good time with it, so check it out. I give Thunderbolts asterisk 3 stars out of 4. It felt like they were trying to go the Deadpool route a little bit with this movie, but had to keep it PG-13, which sucks because there were times where I swear a couple of the characters wanted to blurt out an F-bomb. And I think that would have added to the fun and jaded feeling I get from the picture overall. But I understand it's part of a larger universe aimed at all ages and blah, blah, blah. Justice for Taskmaster, man. Okay, so Thunderbolts. What is everyone's thoughts on this? Please let me know. I didn't catch many of the references, I'm sure, because I've only seen 3 films in the MCU past the first Avengers movie. So Marvel fans, please don't yell at me if I didn't catch it all. Anyway, if you like this, please like and subscribe. Follow me on social media if you like. And until next time, I am Ghost.